I love cars. As someone who came in here and started their first speech describing the last third of a lap of Mount Panorama, you might get that. Now, I love everything about them. I love driving them, I like owning them, I like spattering on them, I like working on them. Don't love cleaning them, but that's a downside. And yet I stand here against this bill. I can't make a great argument because I will benefit from this bill. I have in my folder my order, dated the 26th of the 8th, 2021, yet to be delivered, of my Tesla. Proud to get out there because I want to drive that car. I bought it because I want to own it. I bought it because I want to have a crack. And it's not just that. I spoke to Toyota last year about a Toyota Mirai, the hydrogen car. Great car. James May loves it. I love it. I'm on a list. But I can't refuel it. Can get it, can't refuel it. So what does this bill mean for me? This means on top of my tax-funded salary, you're going to give me another 30 grand to buy a car. I don't deserve it, but that's what this is. That's what this is. And what we're doing is we're playing races, but not with cars, with technologies. We're going back to the gas light versus the electric light, the beta versus the VHS. And we're trying to pick winners early. If you look at different cars, as I said, the hydrogen car, the Mirai. Last month Volkswagen, in cooperation with Kraftwerk, which I thought was a 1980s German techno band, but is now an automotive organisation, have lodged patents for a different kind of hydrogen engine using ceramic instead of plastic. They can get 2,000 kilometres range out of a hydrogen car. You've got the Hyundai N74 Vision coming out, another hydrogen car looking good out there. I'm watching this space. We all saw James Hammond's crash of the Rimac, one of the leading edge electric cars that took 2 weeks to put out after it caught on fire because each cell kept on burning. On this side, we have said we're not anti-electric car, but this is a waste of money and taxpayers. People who have had a windfall gain like me or been lucky or worked hard in life don't need taxpayers' funds to buy these cars. I have a company, I can do this. If we're going to spend this money, let's build the infrastructure that Senator McDonald was talking about, of refuelling for these things, to give them range, to give country and regional people the chance to have access to these same things, but we're not. We're giving people who are likely to buy these cars, and we're backdating it, people have already done this. We're going to say to people who already have bought cars, please, have some more money for making a decision that you've already made. That's a great thing for them. It's not good for the country. So we sit here looking at a bill that will fund people who don't need it to buy things they've already bought, and we are not out there funding the infrastructure, the other things, making it easier for people in their cost of living, making it easier for people to get through what they have to get through. This car won't be paying road tax. It won't be paying all these. It has I think Senator O'Sullivan mentioned, we were working at the battery, it has a 100 kilowatt battery, so it weighs 666 kilograms. It will be chewing roads, but I won't be paying fuel tax. It will be, a Toyota Mirai doesn't pay fuel tax, but we don't have the fuel infrastructure. There was some fuelling in Canberra. There is nothing in Newcastle. There's nothing in the Hunter that we can't do that. And what is this for? I was in my office and I heard Senator Rennick talking about what's going to happen to the hairy-nosed wombat in one of these things with the weight. But what we are, it's like those on the other side are in the spotlights of a Land Cruiser, like a wombat in the spotlights of a Land Cruiser coming down the highway. Oh, energy, electric car, hydrogen car, clean pirate, we must support it. And that's not good policy. Just because it's got some keywords and click words and we can share it and we can Twitter, we can do a TikTok little energy dance, doesn't make it good policy. Giving money to people who don't need it for decisions they've already made is the definition of waste. So, as we go forward and we're looking at this progress of what these cars do, how they go, get these people into it. Over at COP27 has just been, but last year we went to COP26, we met with Telstra. and we met with the Climate Change Committee of the UK. Tesla. And their point was not that we need to subsidise cars. The market, people are buying as they see fit. What they were talking about is the infrastructure that can charge these cars, fuel these cars, prevent the road rage that's happening. That is the single determinant of people take up, is how usable they are. And this does nothing to make it usable. It takes funds from the government that could be going in to do that and puts it into the pockets of those that don't need it. So, that's a good point. When we're looking at, we haven't even got coverage of mobile technology in the regions. We can't even get, how are we going to have charging stations out there for people? How are we going to incentivise that when it takes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, half an hour to charge cars? If they can't get on their mobile phone in the bush, how are they going to charge a car? That is what we're not looking at here. It is great that electric car pickup in Australia is going well. I think hydrogen, if this new technology of VW and Kraftwerk picks up, that could be a great thing. Let's not rush to outcomes for a media grab. Let's watch the market work. Let's let the technology evolve, and let's make choices that make sense. I will be voting against this bill, and I think it's going to pass, and I will thank you for the 20 to 30 grand you give me if you pass this bill, but it shouldn't be like that. That's not what we're elected. That's not an energy policy that will reduce any emission. This is the weekender car, this is the hobby car, this is the spare car. In the regions, it's not the main car. And the people that buy it in the regions will be treating it as such. I heard another car nut on this side, Senator O'Sullivan, talking about the towing capability of vehicles. And we watched an episode where they towing a boat across the United States to the point where they had to put a diesel generator in the boat to charge the car at the 100 stops it made across America. These things will get there, but let's not rush. It's like going back with Senator Smith again, we're going back to the UK. We're talking about offshore wind. We're in this rush for offshore wind. Let's get this offshore wind because the UK can do it. UK has depths in the channel of about 40 metres. We have depths on the shelf of about 400 metres or more. Floating wind technology will come, but it is not commercially viable yet. Let's not rush. Someone else spoke about the cost of green energy and what we're doing and how we do. Because let's face it, most of this fuel for energy cars that comes at the moment from coal. Now, I was working on a project, prices would have changed, so I'm not breaching any confidentiality since I was there, on a hydrogen project at the port of Newcastle. If we wanted at the time, to have green hydrogen produced, it was $9 a kilo from renewable clean energy. That's the market telling us that. If I wanted grey hydrogen, it was $2.90 to $3.30. It's not miracle land where we're having these unicorns fly around and have wonderful times in cloud cuckoo land where we can say something's cheaper. When you have to buy it, at the moment it is not. But we're rushing towards a goal without looking at the consequences. So even though this bill will benefit me, who is in this place, taking taxpayers' funds, earning a good wage, it should not be supported. I am the demonstration of why this bill is wrong and why we should not be supporting it.